Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Wellness with Yen. My name is Yen. I thank you for being here. And today, being Monday, would be our Monday mindfulness or mindset practice. So today we're going to talk a little bit about mindfulness, followed by a quick body scan meditation. So stay tuned. Alright, so what is mindfulness? Mindfulness can mean a lot of things to many people these days. I'm sure you have heard of mindfulness before. I'm sure you may have done some kind of practice before, either in your yoga session, in your prayer group, or in some kind of spiritual practice. So, without going into the spiritual aspects of things, mindfulness it's really about bringing your awareness and focus to the present moment as well as on your body, right? So there's a lot of awareness going on, hence the word mindful. Mindful eating, mindful walking, mindful talking, mindful working, and so on and so forth. There has been quite a lot of research conducted on the positive impact on mindfulness-based practices, both on patients as well as on healthcare professionals. They have shown a significant reduction in depression, in anxiety, in stress, and therefore translates to a better overall sense of well-being. So there are many ways to do your mindfulness practice. You can do it in as part of your daily practice. You can do it not in a still position, rather in a active position. You can also be doing mindfulness practice or bringing mindfulness awareness uh, in your daily activities or even in your prayer group if you are praying. And yes, praying is a form of mindfulness kind of practice if that works for you. In fact, a Harvard study has actually shown that a group of people who have done regular praying for, I think, 8 weeks or 12 weeks, I can't remember. I will post the link to that study in the description box. The group has shown an improvement in their overall well-being as well. So if praying is something that works for you, please continue to do so. Let's talk about typically what happens in mindfulness practice. So typically when we do our mindfulness practice, we notice that your mind may start to wander. You may start to have all sorts of thoughts coming through, depending on how crazy your life or your day could have been, right? And just to be mindful or just know that that's very normal, even for the best of mindfulness practices or even Zen masters will tell you that it's very normal to go through the same thing. However, you do have to realize that mindfulness is a practice, meaning to say we have to do it regularly, just like brushing your teeth, just like drinking water, right? Just like breathing, right? So it's part and parcel of your life. And I would say the main goal of mindfulness for me is to do it to a point where you don't think of it using too much effort, like breathing, right? You don't have to think like, do you breathe or not, right? It's just about just breathing because that's what the body needs to do. I'm not going to talk about the quality of breathing or the quality of mindfulness because I think that's jumping a bit too far. But just bring the awareness back to what mindfulness or the aim of mindfulness is. And secondly, or thirdly, some of the things that could happen during mindfulness is that you may start to have all the judgmental thoughts of either yourself or what you think other people may say, so part and parcel of that as well. And yes, therefore, the main aim of mindfulness practice is actually to reconnect, just like our Wi-Fi or our internet, when it disconnects, we are waiting for it to reconnect, and you have to do this a couple of times. So mindfulness, it's really about reconnecting with ourselves as well as with the environment around us, right? And sometimes we may do this a lot of times. There is no fixed number. It could be 100 times, it could be 1,000 times, it could be 10,000 times. So it's a daily practice. It's a practice that we try to do it as often as we can until we, get better with our connection of. And really, really, the main aim of mindfulness practice is to connect to our intuition, our inner self. Many of times, especially women, we hold the inner intuition to know what's going on within our body as well as around us. But sometimes, like many of us living in the city, I grew up in the city just like many of you, all the noises, all the distraction, and all that can really disconnect me with my own inner intuition. And that's not to say, by the way, that men doesn't have intuition. Obviously, they do have, but because I work mostly with women, and that's where my training and my focus is, I will talk more from the women's perspective. There are a few key things that I think we need to be aware in terms of what mindfulness practice entails. One, we always begin with a beginner's mind. What that means is that we temporarily just put aside all that we previously know or we think we may know. All right, now this can sound pretty easy, but in practice, it can be pretty challenging even for myself because after a certain number of years of life, depending on what you've been exposed to, what you have learned, what you've experienced, or your profession as well, it may sometimes be a challenge to just let go of what you know. So for example, if you are always so used to giving out advice or you're being always consulted with everything, for that one moment, if you could just let go of not knowing, it is going to be pretty challenging, right? And that's okay. Just know that it's normal, and be compassionate with yourself. You get better with practicing from a beginner's mind, or sometimes just think like a kid, right? Most kids come in with a beginner's mind. Now, and the second thing about mindfulness practice is coming with a sense of non-judgment and non-attachment. So what this means is that, like for example, when your thoughts are coming through and you start to think about what will my mom say, what will my boss say, and yada yada yada, that in a way is your own judgment of your own thoughts or what you think other people is going to say. So that it's something that we have to try to be constantly managing, and we'll get better with time as well. And the third thing about non-attachment, I particularly love this in this phase of my own personal mindfulness practice, and that is when I practice mindfulness practice, I tell myself to detach from the outcome. And that's not to say to sound like it's very heartless, but more like it's I see it this way, it's more of unloading the unnecessary burden on us, right? Like for example, I'm going to spend 5 minutes with you later working on some mindfulness practice, all right? And I'm not going to attach myself to how the outcome would be. I'm not going to attach myself to how my own mindfulness practice is going to be. I'm just going to let it be, let it flow. With time, with regular practice, coming from that sense, it definitely has helped me in terms of in terms of my mindfulness practice, and therefore lower, all the negative stress. And lastly, on your mindfulness practice, it's always good to have a space where it's free of distraction for obvious reasons. That's not to say that you can't practice your mindfulness practice with distractions. Obviously, we know like the Jedi or the Zen master, where it's pretty awesome, right? Like in hustle and bustle of traffic and life, they're still able to remain so zen-like, so calm. Obviously, that's like our ultimate aim, but let's not just put ourselves too much pressure to get to there. Remember, detach from the outcome. So it's always good to have that free from distraction, so that you're given the space to allow yourself to really come back to our senses, our inner intuition. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about Monday mindfulness today. And if you allow me, let's just end off with a couple of minutes of a mindfulness practice, which I will walk you through it together. We'll do it together. All right, if you are in the office, you can step away for a bit, either to a quiet room or outdoor for a while if you're allowed to. Or if you have your own room, you can lock the room and just ask for no disturbance for the next 4 to 5 minutes, if you can. If not, bookmark this time and come back later on when you can. All right. So let's begin. I'm gonna do this. Sit down on a stool, on a chair. You can sit on the floor if you want to. Your feet will be on the ground, both feet flat on the ground. If you're on your toes, try to adjust if you can, or elevate up, just so that there's no tension on your thigh. Now, I just want you to slouch, just so that you know how much slouching you may have done. And from here, I want you to think of straightening your spine up, all right? Elongate the spine through the top of the head. Now, don't arch. If you are, hands on the ribcage, when you press it down towards the floor. Good. Hands by the side, and just rock or shift your weight side to side over your sit bones, just so that you feel your weight. And come back to the center of your sit bones. You can go front to back, just so that you know how much of a displacement you have been, and just sit up straight. Good. We're just going to release some tension here, and when you inhale, shoulders to ears, clench your fists, and exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale, shoulders to the ears, clench the fists, and exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Good. Feels good to release out the tension. Hands can place on top of your lap. You can close your eyes or you can just gaze right in front. We're going to always inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to do a bit of body scan awareness meditation as you inhale. I want you to bring your awareness to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, continue to bring the awareness to the base of the spine. You may close your eyes. Inhale again. Air all the way to the base of the spine. And exhale. Now as you're doing your inhalation and exhalation, you may feel some sensation around the base of the spine. You may feel it throbbing. You may feel some kind of feelings. Or you may just laugh it out, thinking that, oh my gosh, my gas is coming out. That's okay. If you're alone, let it out. Or if you're not feeling anything, that's also okay. Who cares? I don't care. You don't care, right? Just detach from the outcome. Very nice. Good. And now with the next breath, think about the air now going to your navel. And as you exhale, your awareness is still on the navel. Inhale again. Awareness at the navel. And exhale. Awareness remain at the navel. Now you can also bring the awareness to your lower back, just directly behind your navel. And feel how it is. If you like, you can place one hand behind your lower back, one hand in front of your navel. As you do your inhalation and exhalation, and feel how the lower back is. Is it a bit tight? Is it feeling strong? Is it warm? Or if it's not feeling anything, that's okay. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Good. Now with the next breath, inhale. The air is now going to the stomach or just below your ribcage, the liver area. And as you exhale, the awareness is still around your stomach and the liver area. You know, your liver is one of the largest detoxification organs, second to the skin. Typically when we are full of frustration and anger, a lot of energy is stuck around the liver area. Just want you to bring your awareness to how the liver area might feel. If you feel like it's extremely tight, that's alright. Just be aware of that. If you feel like sighing out, go ahead. It's your body. It's your moment. Alright, one more breath. And exhale. And now with the next inhalation, you're going to bring your awareness to the chest or between your lungs. You can place your hands on your chest. Just feel the heartbeat the rhythm of the heartbeat, the rise and fall of your chest. As you inhale, how does it feel? As you exhale, what does it say? Might you feel throbbing? Might you feel tingling? Might you feel tightness? I'll spend a couple of breaths here for you to just connect as much as you can, if you want to. Otherwise, that's fine. Alright, take your last breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. For the last third point, you're going to bring your inhalation, bring your awareness to your thymus gland, which is just between your little collarbones right here. Now, the thymus gland is one of your glands that is really important in your immunity system. Typically, when your body is fighting inflammation or its immunity is particularly activated, you might feel the thymus here a little bit swollen. If this is the first time you're feeling your thymus gland, smile. It's your body. I can feel your thymus gland. It's your thymus gland. You might feel that it's tingling. You might feel it's throbbing or heating up. Get to know your thymus gland. Alright. With the next inhalation, I want you to bring your awareness to your throat. If you're a male, that's where your Adam's apple is. You can place your hand behind your neck if you want to as well, just to feel how that goes. Is it a bit tight? Do you want to straighten up your neck a bit? That's also fine. You can wriggle your neck. Do you feel it warm? Do you feel it tingling? Is it telling you anything? You work on mindfully listening to what these sensations are telling you. Good. Now with the next inhalation, we're going to bring our breath awareness to between your eyebrows. In the spiritual world, you probably know it as your third eye. Here is where your pineal gland is. Now the pineal gland is a master gland or a second master gland. Its main function is also to regulate your melatonin, which is particularly important to help you to get to sleep, especially when the sun starts to lower down, as the sun is setting. Now we are so exposed to blue lights from our screen and radiation from our Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, probably 6G network. The pineal gland is very much overstimulated sometimes. So I want you to bring your awareness to your pineal gland and see what it's telling you. Now with your last breath, inhale. When you bring your awareness to the top of the head, you can press down if you want to. You want to straighten up through the top of your head. Bring your awareness to the top of the head. Is it throbbing? Is it lightening? Or is it lighting up? Whatever that may be, just feel it. Good, and one last breath, inhale. As you exhale, gently open your eyes. gaze forward. Just do a couple of breaths. As you inhale, you do a quick scan of your breath from the base of the spine all the way up through the 8 points to the top of the head. And circulate out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Just come back to regular breaths. How do you feel? I thank you so much for your time and your presence here today. Please don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel for more updates. Like the video, share this video with anyone you think might benefit from it, from your colleague to your workmate, to your team, to your family members. And remember, Monday is our mindfulness/mindset training towards a better, healthier you. And please stay safe, stay healthy, drink lots and lots of water today. And if today's practice doesn't give you any answers, that's okay. Just trust that the answers that you're looking for will come in time. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.